Iceland. It has some of the most dramatic scenery in the world. It also has some of the most dramatic prices. A beer costs £10, while a good night out can set you back as much as a service on a Ferrari. So then, this seems like a strange place for Volkswagen to launch the new Golf. After all, this is a car that's been hurried into production because it's considerably cheaper to build than the Mark 5. Now you might be thinking the car looks a little bit dull compared to this dramatic backdrop, and that's perfectly understandable because the design is evolutionary rather than revolutionary. In fact, when you compare it to this original design sketch, it's kind of lost its edge. So then, the new Golf is cheaper to build than the old model and doesn't look as good as it could have done. Oh dear. It doesn't sound particularly tempting then. But don't be put off just yet. The moment you climb inside the new Golf, things immediately start to look up. You see, the money VW has saved in reduced build costs isn't just going into the shareholders' pockets. A lot of it has been used to make sure that this car is the most refined and at market in its class. The materials used in the cabin are noticeably better quality than in the Mark 5, and the overall feel re-establishes the Golf's reputation for having a significantly superior interior to its rivals. VW has put in a lot of work to make this cabin as quiet as possible. They're giving the car some special door seals and fitted it with lots of insulation, and even the wing mirrors are specially designed to keep wind noise to a minimum. As a result, it's really tranquil in here. I hope I don't nod off. Everything you can see on the Mark 6 Golf is new, but underneath it shares the same platform with the current car. Also, the car will be offered with the adaptive chassis control from the Sirocco. This system constantly alters the damper settings depending on the road conditions and your driving style for the optimum balance of comfort and handling. You can choose between 3 different modes by pressing this button down here. There's Comfort, Normal and Sport, depending whether you want your Golf to feel more like a limo or more like a sports car. And when you have it in Sport setting, it not only sharpens up the damping, it also improves the steering response, and it's noticeably better and sharper than the Mark 5 version. The new Golf will be available to order from December, priced from £13,000. It will come with a range of petrol and diesel engines, including a new 110 brake horsepower 2-litre TDI diesel, which emits less than 120 grams per kilometre of carbon dioxide. This particular car is fitted with one of my favourite VW engines, the 1.4-litre twin-charger. It's got 158 brake horsepower and offers the perfect blend of performance with economy. The unit's really revvy and extremely punchy for such a small unit, and it's especially good when you team it up with VW's excellent DSG paddle shift gearbox. This isn't the only clever technology available in the new Golf. You can get it with something called adaptive distance control, which uses sensors under the rear view mirror to stop you getting too close to the car in front. And for those that don't like parking, you can select a rear view camera which pops out from underneath the boot badge, while from the middle of next year you'll be able to get something called Park Assist, which basically steers the car into a parking space for you. You'd only normally expect to find those kinds of levels of kit on a car from the class above, and that pretty much sums up the new Golf. It may be cheaper for VW to build, but it's actually quite a leap forward compared to the old car in terms of quality. And actually, it kind of makes its rival seem a little bit budget.